Oh shit. What's up, YouTube? It's Fizz. What up, snappers? Subscribe to the channel. In the experience box below, you can leave your tall tale. I'd love to hear it. I based everything off of raw info. Well, I based everything off of my experience and how I feel, as compared to science, which I would never do that. What science says. And also, I'm here to spread the truth and raise awareness. So this video is going to be in particular to people that do music, or I mean, it goes any way, but music is going to be the example. So I wanted to touch base on why, when you make music, you shouldn't follow the industry and do what everyone else is doing, and you shouldn't use those sounds and try to be like someone else and replicate what they're doing. It's good to look up for them for inspiration and maybe a role model or somewhere to get your taste from, but you don't want to be like someone else, because then you'll just be like someone else and you won't have your own individual profile and your own uniqueness. I stopped making beats for a while, that is on the computer, and then I started just messing around and listening to some other people's beats on the internet and YouTube. And the thing was, it's just like they all sound the same. And there's really no flavor in them. And I'm not saying they all sound the same, because obviously there's a few nuggets here and there, but it's hard to locate them, hard to find them, and then they're just not yours anyway. So there's all this I don't know, all these sheep just following each other and mimicking each other and playing the same thing and all these sounds. And I know a lot of people can probably relate to this. Whatever music it is, doesn't really matter what genre or type, but all of it sounds the same, and that's because all of them are doing the same thing and mimicking one another to like the fullest extent. And they don't even try to break it, they just follow the wave. Of course, following the wave could get you somewhere, but again, that's very few far in between, and you're not going to be remembered. I hear a lot of songs on the radio, not even that I listen to the radio all like that. Even the most popular songs, hits, pop, whatever you want to call it, whether how popular it is and how much views it is, I understand that's the point, and to get it played as much as possible. But you also go to look at it as, did you feel it? Like, I hear a lot of these people singing, doing whatever, rapping, but I don't feel it. Even if they did sing good, I don't feel it. It's not, whether it's a happy, positive song, or in which some of them, from what I heard, most of them are, but I don't feel it. It's like it was just I don't even know the word for it, congealated, jammed together, crammed, and it just like it was forced and put together, and there's no ethnicity behind it. It's nothing original. So the reason me making this video was, don't follow the industry sounds. You know, maybe if you want to pick something up or get an idea, that's cool, but be yourself and be original. Anybody who makes their own beats is gonna have a hold, or real close with a producer that is making the beats, or in a band. Freaking flea. They're just more likely, if they're in their own vibe and they're real into it and they have some type of commitment and they actually feel it, which feeling's the main thing. I feel everything, so it just almost comes to me. I don't even want to say naturally, but just know it comes to me. When you do that, especially when you make your own music, your own beats for a band, or a hip-hop artist, a pop artist, you're gonna feel it more, you're gonna have the design more, and then your lyrics are just gonna brush over it like a nice coat, because it really starts with the beat. The beat is everything, though most people don't hear it because the lyrics almost drown it out in most cases. The parts that they would hear would be the deep end, would be the bass, and the voice is usually the rhythm or the high pitch that people are listening to. Granted, it's not always high pitch, but be original. You make your own beats, and you have your own music, and then you own all the rights to this music. Not that it matters in an unofficial, ungoverned world, unpatented world, but you have legal. If you make your own beat as a hip-hop artist, a pop artist, even a band, you own all the rights. You can sell this to anybody. It's all yours. No one can even replicate it necessarily because it's yours and you made it. They're not going to have the know-how, and they're not going to just know in general about it. And once you make it yourself, you're the only one who has it, and that's what makes it unique. And then you put your creative style on it and your touch. Everyone's trying to be like everyone else. I understand it's the hype and they can do it all they want, but it's better not to use industry sounds, and it's better to stand out. Don't try to be different. You are different. And that's where the soul comes in, and that's where you feel, as opposed to somebody just laying something down for another filler, or a track that doesn't matter, that's not going to remember, or a track that's going to get played out or real bored of and no one's going to listen to after a couple months. You want a track that's going to be there for a lifetime. Everyone's always going to be back. You want to make a composition of an album that someone can play all the way through and not skip tracks, as in fillers. You want to have music that's memorable, and that's what makes it the most. There's a lot of artists out there, but mine, I'm not gonna reveal it right now. Maybe I'll make a special video for that. But again, when there's a force behind it and you create the music with you or with someone right then and there, it's going to be a whole different feel, especially if you are in the matters of making the beat, or you are making the beat. It's just going to be so unique and so different. But if you're trying to copy someone else and see how someone else does it, which there's nothing wrong to get a bird's eye view of it and a different perspective and opinions and ideas, but if you're don't aim for something. That's what I would say. Don't aim for something. Like, you could have, because when you aim for something, you're trying to be like someone else. So it's better to be aimless and just let it go. Let the fire roll. And this doesn't just go with music. This goes beyond anything. A lot of things. Like, I'll touch on like another art perspective or aspect, I meant to say. Either way, either or. Therefore, like, I went to the museum it was not the Carnegie Museum of Art, and there was contemporary in there and all this other stuff. And I'm gonna get into deep things. But I wanted to this was a music video, but we're going to round it off with all art aspects. When I went to the Carnegie Museum, for the most part, all of the pictures they're just like these pictures that are stale, these pictures that are non-vibrant, and there's no life into them. There's no creativity. They're almost like, they're almost stagnant. there's just not much life to them. They're just paintings of, like, you know, George Washington or some old, I'm sure you've seen it a million times, these people, and this was all in the museum and all in the books of art when I was in school. That all this bullshit. It's not that I'm dissing the art, but I'm just saying it's boring to paint something that's so stagnant, lifeless, and dull on, like, you know, I don't even know how to describe it. There's just like a person, you'll see, like, it's not biblical necessarily, but it's just like that. Or old-fashioned paintings, they look like the real, like a fucking photograph, basically. But that's so boring. Why not just take a photograph? I don't, like, Mona Lisa or whatever, just like that. There's so many pictures like that. I don't care who painted it. It's boring. There might have been a couple pictures that maybe were cool that were exactly the replica. But to me, this is just a personal opinion, and I am not hating or dissing, though it might seem like it, but ultimately, it kind of is like that. In a strange way. But I mean, it's just boring to me. There's no appeal to it. And then I start to think, how is this appealing to anybody? Somebody was screaming nonsense. And there's just so boring. And I was disappointed when I went there. And even the modern things were they were so boring. I can't even explain some of the polka dots on a picture. Are you kidding me? I would have rather seen a 3-year-old paint a picture than anything in there. And that's actually my honest opinion. I would have had more fun. It's like, you know, all these perfect shapes and all these perfect colors and perfect symmetrical things. I can't draw like that, and that's great, you can, but it's boring. It's dull and it's lifeless. It's not vibrant. It's not colorful. And it's just like people who paint buildings too, or pictures of, like, not skylines, but more so maybe of a building, a certain building. Landscapes are a little bit different, but somebody who would paint something that pretty cool to me would be like Bob Ross or something like that. Of course, he's one of a kind, and this is what I'm getting back to. He went out of the bubble and he did his own thing, and that's what makes or breaks a person and has them memorable. So, and even all the art I learned in high school was a bunch of bullshit too anyway. It was just a bunch of freaking nonsense. It just was. There was nothing to it. And yeah, so that's all I want to talk about in this video. Just be yourself and be original. And you can still listen to other ideas and opinions and perspective, but don't feel like that's the only way and that's just the trend, or you have to ride the wave. Some people are going to do it regardless, or feel like they have to, or this is the way. You're not going to be memorable, and you're going to be played out real quick, or someone's just going to listen to it for a little bit and then it's going to be gone like it was never there. So you choose what you want. And yeah, that's all I'm saying for this video. I'm going to wrap it up. Sub to the channel. It's Fizz. What up, snappers? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm here talk about things and to raise awareness and let you know how I feel. Yeah, check out some other videos. This isn't my only one. If you have a video request on any topic, let me know. Thanks for tuning in.